the problem is this, that if a certain state gains a certain affluence, they think they must poison themselves. But that is a much larger problem, sir. Insecticide, fertilizer is a larger problem. About California's food and quality, many studies are there to show various aspects which are not very encouraging. One simple thing to say is, suppose you ate a California orange in 1920s, what micronutrients you got from that? Today if you eat the same thing, you will have to eat 8 oranges to get the same thing. That is the level of reduction that's happened, because there are no micronutrients in the soil. We are artificially growing them up like that. Something is coming out, but what is needed is not there. I think all of you have done this, many other scientists are working on this. The lack of micronutrients and psychological imbalances and lack of mental faculties developing are very, very directly connected. There's no other way. Because I don't look at it this way, all I see is this body is soil. If soil is not rich, this body is not going to be rich. If soil is not rich, food will not be rich. Rich food does not mean dripping with fat or something. These are wrong terms we are using. Instead of calling it lousy food, we're calling it rich food. Otherwise, if it's full of fat, it's lousy food, but we call it rich food. Rich means it's rich in all the things that are needed to sustain this life. If there is no rich soil, there is no rich food. If there is no rich food, there is no healthy and rich body. I would use the word rich body, not just healthy. Because being just healthy, not going to the doctor, no need to go to the doctor is not good enough. This must function at its fullest possibility. The little time that we have as human life, if you don't fire full on, then what? So, if this needs to happen, so many things have to change which we cannot change, but at least if the doctor community gets educated in a certain way and they little move away from treating everything chemically, it will make a lot of difference. I'll just tell you a simple example because you were saying California. I was in California in somewhere little south of San Francisco. It's a well-to-do home and this lady goes into the bathroom and she comes out, she doubles down and rolls on the floor and starts crying loudly, "Please call ER, please call ER." I said, "What happened?" She went to relieve herself and suddenly she found extreme pain in her lower belly and she couldn't get the urine out and she's crying and yelling. I said, "Where is the pain?" She told me, "Just below the navel, she can't bear it." I said, just on the floor like this on the carpet." I said, "Just lie here." Normally in summers when I travel, we carry a tiny little bottle of castor oil with us. Because when we're traveling too much dust and if you feel heat in the nostrils, we'll take a drop and put castor oil, it just cools the whole system. I said, "You just lie down here." And I put a few drops in her navel and just lie 6-7 minutes. If it still doesn't work, we'll call the ER. Oh, she's crying. What did you do to me? Just go on. This is a simple thing, just everybody in Asia knows. Why knowledge travels so slowly to the United States?
It doesn't make money.
That's the one. I should have said this is a special oil I got from heaven and charged $1 million, then I think it would have worked. I don't know. This has been a traditional knowledge, but today modern scientists are also confirming this in a certain way. Among the plants, for example, in a forest, I always wondered, because I've spent so much time in the southern Indian jungle, I always wondered why the elephants are eating in such a rush. They eat in such a rush, they rip down the tree. They can eat slowly, there's no competition for them. Other animals eat, graze the ground, these guys can eat anywhere. But still they rip it and eat it. Then it was one of the tribals who told me, but he couldn't articulate it as such. He said something like, the plants won't like him, so he has to go somewhere, something like that. But he was saying that some spirits in the plants will come out in the trees and affect the elephants, so he has to eat in a rush and go. But now there is a science that if a certain species of trees are here, let's say next 10 months there are certain types of trees, if the elephant starts eating, this particular group of elephants, a herd of elephants come and start eating in this region, within about 7 to 12 minutes, all those species, their leaves will turn bitter. So they'll eat in such a rush and then they won't eat the next tree, they'll just walk away. They'll go a kilometer away or a mile away and then again eat. So the plants are doing this. So as per this, like I know this in my grandfather's place, they would always say that you must have small animals moving around in the fruit gardens and everything. Like rabbits, pet rabbits, sheep are always left there. They say when the small animals move, the plants will yield more sweetness to you. Because the plant realizes these animals cannot attack them, but they will manure them. So they will produce more sweetness. So always in a garden you leave small animals, which doesn't threaten the plant, you will get the best out of that plant. This is a wisdom